All right, let's talk about one of the biggest, most annoying expenses in college, textbooks. It's this huge cost that just feels unavoidable. But what if I told you it doesn't have to be? Let's dive in.
So let's just start with this number right here, $1,200. That's the average a college student spends every single year on textbooks and supplies. I mean, just let that sink in. It's a crazy amount of money before you've even bought your first cup of coffee on campus.
But here's the thing. That number, it's not a rule you have to follow. Think of it more like a really bad suggestion. Because with the right game plan, you can slash that cost. Sometimes, almost to nothing.
So first, we've really got to understand the impact of that price tag. Let's call it textbook sticker shock and talk about why this number really truly matters.
Think about what $1,200 actually is. It's not just some number on a spreadsheet. It's a brand new laptop, it's a spring break trip with your friends, it could even be a few months worth of rent. And when you think of it like that, suddenly the motivation to save gets a whole lot stronger, right?
Okay, so where do we actually find these savings? Well, the first big strategy is super simple. You've got to rethink the whole idea of owning your textbooks. And the two most powerful ways to do that are renting and going digital.
Renting is a total game changer, especially for those classes where you know you are never ever going to open that book again after the final exam. You just pay for the semester and you're done. And digital ebooks, they're often the absolute cheapest way to go. Plus, you get instant access to everything on your laptop or tablet.
And look, this isn't just a theory. We're talking real savings. One student rented their physics textbook for just $50 for the entire semester. I mean, compare that to buying a new science book that can easily cost hundreds of dollars. The choice is pretty clear. And the savings with digital can be even crazier. Imagine this, $30 for an entire English textbook that you can pull up anywhere, anytime. It's really a no-brainer.
Now here's a next-level move for you. Subscription services. For just one monthly fee, platforms like CourseSmart can give you access to a huge library of textbooks. So if you're taking a bunch of classes, this can be an absolute lifesaver for your wallet.
Okay, but what if renting or digital just isn't an option for a certain class? If you absolutely have to get a physical copy, it is time for our second major strategy. You've got to become a savvy shopper and master the art of the used book hunt. So here's your three-step playbook. First, just ask your professor. They often have the inside scoop on things like a class Facebook group where students sell books. Second, hit up the big online stores and your local shops. And third, and this is a big one, find students who just took the class. That's how one student got their biology book for a measly $20. So, just how much can you save doing this? Well, let's say a new calculus book is our baseline, 100% of the cost. A used copy? You can immediately cut that cost in half. We're talking about a 50% discount right off the top, just for being a smart shopper.
All right, we have covered the fundamentals. Now it's time to get into the pro-level hacks. These are the secrets that upperclassmen and other seasoned students use to save even more money.
Here they are, rapid fire. Number 1, wait to buy your books until after the first class. 2, always compare prices from different sellers. 3, hunt for international editions. And 4, don't forget the obvious, borrow from a friend or, the library.
Let's really zoom in on that first tip, because it is a huge one. There's a story of a student who bought their chemistry book early, only to show up on day 1 and find out the professor had changed the requirement. Ugh. Waiting just a week helps you avoid that exact painful mistake.
And another super powerful hack? International editions. A lot of the time, they're the exact same book, just with a different cover and a way lower price. One student saved $50 on a single economics textbook just by doing this. That's like dinner for a week.
Okay, so we've covered a ton of different strategies. Now let's pull it all together and lock it in with a simple 3-rule game plan that you can use every single semester. It really all boils down to these 3 simple rules. Rule number 1, never ever buy a new book without checking the rental and digital prices first. That has to be your default move. Rule 2, if you do need a physical book, become a master of the used book hunt. And rule 3, layer on those pro hacks. Wait to buy and always check for international editions.
So, that $1,200 number we started with, it's not your destiny. It's just a starting point. With all these strategies in your back pocket, the only question left is how much of that money are you going to keep?